I was good with y'all boys, man. It's your glue sniffing, Play-Doh eating, little Gen Z boy Nathan here, man. And I got a good question. I'm thinking about this. It just occurred to me. Is Generation Alpha doomed, man? That's a great question. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm part of the Gen Z. You know what I'm saying? I'm Gen Z. And what I've noticed is that with Gen Z, man, we're all hooked on our screens. Screen time is through the roof. You know what I'm saying? We're all on TikTok. Just glued to our screens. We're all on Instagram, trying to get likes and trying to be popular and be famous and shit. We're on Snapchat sending photos of our, shoulder of like half of our face to people we talk to like once a fortnight. You know what I'm saying? It's very weird. You know what I'm saying? Gen Z, man, it's all a bit weird, you know what I'm saying? And then that just made me think, man, if Gen Z, if there's a lot of problems and a lot of shit going on with Gen Z, how the hell are Generation Alpha, how the hell are they gonna even survive? Like what's gonna happen there? Because Gen Z, man, our attention spans have fucking plummeted. We can't focus for shit, And, what I'm saying, at my school, there's people that legit, like, they can't focus for shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in class, and they're playing some shitty, like, game with the, the pressing the arrow, the fucking pressing the arrow keys on the laptop, and they're just playing some shitty-ass game because they can't and, okay, maybe they just don't like the content that's being, that, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I'm sitting in English, and, like, they just hate English, and they're like, I'm doing everything else except English. Maybe they just hate it, but at the same time, man, you know what I'm saying, they just can't focus, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to say, oh, would you rather watch a YouTube video or read an article, almost every single Gen Z person would be like, yeah, like, give me the video, I want to watch the video, I don't want to read no fucking article. Like, what do you think this is, the early 1900s, man? I ain't reading a fucking newspaper, I ain't reading an article. That's just how it is now. So then that just makes me think, man, Generation Alpha, are they doomed like that? It's, you know what I'm saying? Because, we've already seen the impacts of Gen Z, now there's such a push for mental health. Now everyone's like, oh, mental health, man, you need to make sure, there's been, social media has caused increase in mental disorders. Things like, or just mental issues, I should say, anxiety, depression, all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And, if we're already seeing what's happening with Gen Z, man, it just makes me wonder what's going to happen in Generation Alpha. Because I do just believe, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up on technology. Everyone from Gen Z grew up on technology. It's why we know how to use it so well. That's why you ask, when your mom's, like my mom will be like, how do you move, like she asked me on the home screen, how do you move the camera icon down to the bottom? And all I did was tap and hold it and then drag it, you know what I'm saying? And to every single Generation Z person, it's like, yeah, that's the easiest shit in the world, like, that, or you click and drag. But, to the, I think it's millennials, I think that's what my mom and, or like the boomers or whatever you want to call them, and just the older, my parents, you know what I'm saying? The Gen Z people's parents, they're not, not well versed with technology. They don't really know how to use it that well. And while Gen Z, on the other hand, we're experts at it, because that's what we've been exposed to from a very young age, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to play Fortnite all the fucking time, you know what I'm saying? I played Fortnite so much that, like, I've synapses and neurons and, like, neurological pathways in my brain that are specifically tied to Fortnite. So now, if I hop on Fortnite right now, I'd be decent at it, because I used to play it so much when I was young that, like, you know what I'm saying, like, the muscles in my fingers, when I'm on the keyboard and I'm fucking building, cranking 90s and shit, it's just natural to me. It's like the back of my hand. It's second nature. It's like picking up a pencil from the ground. It's easy, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what happens when you're exposed to technology at such a young age, you know what I'm saying? It's not healthy. It's not healthy, you see videos of, like, memes online, and there's children on TikTok, like there's this one video. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in. I'm sure maybe you've probably seen it, but it's this video, and it's this guy. He's playing Minecraft. It's this little boy, right? He's like, I don't know, 7 years old, some shit like that. And he's playing Minecraft on his iPad, and he's also scrolling on TikTok on his phone. So then he mines one block. Like let's say he's cutting down a tree in Minecraft. So he'll mine one block, scroll, and then while the TikTok's playing, he's like mining another block, and he's just going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And that's already concerning. And you know what I'm saying? It just drains your focus. Now I can't focus for shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, what I used to do, man, I used to start my day on TikTok, and I used to start my day watching TikTok for like an hour. And that's like the worst thing you could probably do. That's probably worse than sniffing cocaine when you wake up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're just watching TikTok, you're getting dopamine hits after dopamine hit, and you're getting all this like amazing shit. You know what I'm saying? Your dopamine sensors are going crazy. And then when it's time to brush your teeth, you're like, oh, well, that's boring. That's not fun. There's no music. There's no big text, and there's no Subway Surfers on the bottom. So why the hell am I going to brush my teeth? You know what I'm saying? It's hard. So then it's like when you go to brush your teeth, you got to be watching TikTok, or else it's just boring. Or you got to be listening to music, or you got to have some sort of stimulation, or else it's going to be boring as hell. And that's what happens, man. That's what happens when, you know, when you grow up on technology and stuff. It's really bad. Like now, like if I do these exercises, you know what I'm saying, like for physio, and when I'm outside, I have to like, majority of the time, I'll legit get my laptop, I'll press play on a YouTube video, and I will listen to the YouTube video while doing my exercises. That's how much I'd need like stimulation and shit. Now, to be fair, I've gone outside and not listened to anything a fair amount of times, and it's fine. It's just because from such a young age, and because now I watch YouTube every single day, and I'm online every day and shit. It's hard to quit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like, oh Nathan, you know, would you rather read for, like, if you ask the average Gen Z person, would you rather read for an hour or watch a YouTube video for an hour? They'd probably pick YouTube because it's much more stimulating. It's more fun. You know what I mean? So I mean, if that's the case for Gen Z, Generation Alpha, my prediction is that Generation Alpha, their attention span is just gonna decrease like crazy. They're not gonna be able to focus for shit. Their brains are gonna develop differently. I do think that's gonna happen. Like in the future, they're gonna, like, I bet you this. In the future, these scientists are gonna do some studies, and they're gonna find that, you know, compared to Gen Z to Gen Alpha, they have more brain impairment, you know, cognitive impairment, because they can't critically think, because they just ask ChatGPT the answers to everything, and they can't do shit, you know what I'm saying, by themselves. I think that's gonna happen, you know, and then that's just my prediction. And you know, again, you know, I am Gen Z. The people my age are Gen Z. When I go to school, I'm around people from my generation. And these are just the things I've noticed. You know, now, you know, your online status is so important nowadays. It's more important than anything. It's more important than drinking water, staying hydrated, eating food. It's more important than everything. It's like how many likes you get on Instagram is the most important thing, or like your online status, or like when you post on your story, man. You got to make sure it's all good. You got to make sure it's good. You got to make sure it looks nice. You know what I'm saying? Or else, you know what I'm saying? Or else it's bad, man. Or else ain't nobody gonna like your story, and it's gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? That's just what people care about. And I've also noticed that this video is kind of becoming Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I'm just talking about my generation. And also what I've noticed is that people they don't have time to just kind of just think. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, what I'm doing right now, I'm just sitting outside in my backyard. I'm just looking around, looking at the clouds. You know, it's a cloudy day. It's not really sunny. You could probably tell by, you know, just how it looks on camera. You know, it's cloudy. There's a good wind. There's a good breeze. And I'm just sat here, man. I'm just thinking. You know, there's no YouTube playing over there. You know, I ain't got an AirPod in my ear listening to music or nothing. I'm just out here, man. And I feel like that's something that we've lost with generation, you know, with my generation. Because, again, man, when you're a child, your brain is developing. You know what I'm saying? Your brain is still developing. You're still learning about the world. And when you use technology from such a young age, man, that's how you get addicted to things. That's how you get addicted to it. And then it becomes really hard to stop, man. That's just how it is. And man, my parents are so right. My parents are so right. Because when I was young, my parents always said, "Oh, Nathan, man, you shouldn't, you know, take a break from your screens, you know. Take a break, you know. You can't just sit there and play Fortnite all day, you know. Get your fat ass up, man. Do some exercise. Go for a walk, man. Let your mind breathe." And I didn't listen. And And guess what? They're right. They've always right. They're always right. You know, my mum tells me, "Oh, you know, you should go for a walk." And then when I do go for a walk, it's the most relaxing thing ever. It's so peaceful. You know, because I'm just walking and it's just not a care in the world. I'm just walking around, man. I'm just living my life. It's great. It's fantastic. You know, but still, when the idea of going for a walk, it's like, oh, you know, oh, I actually got to get up and I got to tie the laces and I got to get changed and shit. But once you actually go for a walk, it's beautiful. It's nice. You know, I don't really go outside often, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't really, like, you know, I should catch public transport. I should go places, you know. Go here, go there, go to this park. You know, I should do things like that. Just get out, man. Just get out. And that's what I'm planning to do with these type of videos. You know, I'm going to just, you know, right now I'm starting off just doing it in my backyard, you know. But then eventually I'll go places, I'll go to parks and shit, and then I'll record these videos just to give it, you know. Because also, man, when I go for, I don't know what this video is turning into. Like, it started off with Generation Alpha, now I'm just kind of talking. But, you know, when I'm out walking, I feel like that's where I get, you know, where my mind is at its most clear state. And I feel like that's where I can kind of think about different things, grab onto different ideas. Because when I'm walking and, I don't know, there's something about just walking and just simply observing your surroundings. Just paying attention to the breeze and how the trees maneuver in that breeze, and just looking at the birds flying by and the cars driving by, and just looking at your environment, the flowers, the plants. Just being in that state and just simply walking and observing. It allows your mind to just kind of be at ease and just witness what life is, what it's about, what the earth is, how great it is, you know. And when I'm in that state, that's where I come up with the best ideas. And it's kind of like, you know, I do rap, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning to rap, you know, get into the music stuff. And like when I sit down and I try and record a rap, you know, when I try and write down lyrics and stuff, I can't do it that well. But then if I'm in the shower and I'm just like freestyling and just rambling over a beat I'm listening to, you know, on the speaker, I do listen to music in the shower. But that's because when I'm in the shower, you know, I do goofy dances and shit. You know what I'm saying? If I was playing music out in the living room while my parents are there, doing all these goofy dances, like, I ain't doing that, man. That's too embarrassing. It's too goofy. It's too weird, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I listen to music in the shower. But that's the only reason. It's because I really enjoy it, and I feel like I can, you know, get goofy and do some weird shit. So that's why I enjoy it. Not like I can shower without listening to music, man. That's fine. It's just it might be saying, "Oh, Nathan, you're just trying to cope with it, man. You're just trying to cope, man. You know what you're saying, bro? You're just trying to cope." No, I ain't. I can live without listening to music in the shower, man. It's just, you know, I get goofy in that. But anyway. Yeah, so when I'm... Yeah, so, you know, kind of use that as a metaphor when I was talking about the music. So it's like when I'm sat down, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be sitting inside trying to come up with videos, you know, you know what I'm saying, topics to talk about, right? But then I'll go for a walk, and then without even the attention of coming up with ideas and shit, I'll just come up with ideas, man. That's just how it happens. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happens, because you finally allow your brain to just breathe and to not be so focused on YouTube and video games and whatever, man. You finally just allow yourself to just relax. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually I read an article about walking, and it did say, I don't know the specific statistic, but it did say, man, like when you're walking, there's an increase in creativity. And again, that just has to do with, you're not focusing on anything really, you're just observing the world. And once you do that, you come up with different ideas. That's just the human nature. It's just how it is. That's just how our brains work, I guess. I don't really know what else to say, man. I feel like I've been sitting there for a while. It's definitely been more than 10 minutes. Anyway, that's just my take on it, man. I do think that, Gen Alpha, I feel like they're cooked, man. I feel like they're finished. I feel like they're done for, man, because I've already seen some of the impacts on Gen Z. For example, like now people just have, with the whole like parasocial relationships things, with when viewers try and be friends with like streamers and shit, and they think that, but they're not actually friends, and the whole thing with just being able to, like, remember like 3-4 years ago, man, there was this like one girl who would talk to me like through text, but I would never ever speak to them, at school. You know what I'm saying? Like at school, when we see each other. But to be fair, I didn't really initiate the conversation. He just started talking to me, and I didn't really, initiate the conversation. I was just kind of playing along. But I feel like that happens, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we've kind of missed that true connection. Because, man, when you're texting, you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you can stop and think about what you're trying to say. And you can use different emojis, and you can do this and that and that. And like when you're on FaceTime as well, because you're not actually looking at the person, you're not actually one-on-one having a conversation with them. It's different, man. You feel like, I don't know, man. It's just with texting, it's just, it feels so fake. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because you can text, like, if you go to a school and there's some other guy, you can text that guy or girl or whatever, non-binary, man. It's 2025. You text that other person, and you could text them like every single afternoon, but then you just don't talk to them at school. And I think that is so like dystopian and just goofy. Obviously, if someone's like, on the other side of the world, and you can't physically like face to face have a conversation with them, then that's fine. FaceTime them, text them, whatever. But to me, man, I don't really like texting people. Unless it's for like, what time you want to meet up, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's fine. If it's just small things like that. But I don't really like texting people. It's just, it feels wrong. It feels yucky, It feels fake, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to actually speak to that person in real life, because I can say things, we can bounce off ideas, and we can just say things in real time, not I text them and then I'm gonna have to wait like a minute or some shit, and then they text me back, and then, whatever. Man, I'm just talking now. I ain't even talking about Gen Alpha, man. I'm just talking. Man, I think Snapchat is weak as hell, boy. I think that shit is donkey ass, man. I think Snapchat is dookie, bro. I think that shit is ass. Because, man, when I used to use Snapchat, all you do is like, you send a snap like this. Or you send a snap of the fucking, like, your shoulder. You just send a snap of like the fucking ceiling fan or some shit, man. You send a snap of like an old carton of milk that's fucking expired. You send random ass shit. Obviously, man, with your close friends, you might, send videos of yourself doing gardening, or giving a charity, donating to charity or something, man. And I get that, man. If you want to film videos with your close friends, and I used to do that as well. But when you're texting, Rebecca, when you're snapping Rebecca, man, you send her like a very cool, like, snap like that, you know what I'm saying, with your full face, which is unorthodox, man, in this day and age. But you send a snap of your full face, man. You wait, 8 business days. She sends you a snap of her going like the side of her face. She just sends a snap of the side of her face, or like she sends a snap of a fucking like her just shirt that she got from H&M. It's like, what, I don't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? I waited 8 business days just for you to send a snap of your damn shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? At one time, man, I was catching the bus, man, and then there was one guy. He was like 2 years younger than me, 3 years younger than me. And he was on Snapchat, man, and then he opens up a snap of like a girl going like, or some shit like that. And then he turns the camera outside the bus window, takes a photo of outside the bus window and sends it. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? What the fuck are we doing here, ladies and gentlemen? So you're telling me on Snapchat you're legit communicating through fucking pixels, bro. You're communicating, wait, to be fair, on text message, you are. But what I mean is you're just communicating through video and photo. Obviously, you can still text on Snapchat, and I'm assuming majority of people do. But for the people you Snap where you just send photos, you're legit communicating through images. Like, I want you to really just think about that. You're communicating through still images. You're like, what? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Maybe, you know, a lot of people that use Snapchat, they're like, oh, Nathan, you don't get it. You don't get it, man. You don't use it properly. You don't use it properly, Nathan, man. You gotta use it properly. Like, okay, man, maybe it is, boy. You know, calm down, you're fine, boy. Maybe I don't get it, man, but that's just what I think, man. That's just what I think. Anyway, man, that's it from me, man. I can sit there all day and waffle, but I ain't gonna do that. You know, I'm gonna let you be, man. I'm gonna let you, you know, live your life, man. I've already wasted, like, 16 minutes or some shit, baby. And, anyway, man, as Theo Von says, man, praise God, you know what I'm saying? Gang, gang, baby. Peace out, man. Enjoy yourself, man. All the best, man. Get it out there, man, and get to work, you know what I'm saying? The worst time and get to work, you know what I'm saying? Do this shit for your family, cuz. Do this shit for yourself, bro. Get out there, man, and start, you know, getting to working hard, boy. Get them gains up, boy. Get them gains up, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it, man. Love you, bro. Peace out.